Hello, my name is Kiriath, and it's time for another Monday Ramble. The day is the 19th of October. I don't have a coffee today because I've already had 2, 3, what time is it? 10 past 10. I've already had 3, so I'm being good and drinking Coke instead. Which is also caffeinated, so well done me. So, we're going to have a look at the Sunday preview from the 18th of October, so that was yesterday. There was also a Warhammer online preview online live preview, which we'll probably do in a separate video, because otherwise this is going to be like an hour long, and no one's going to watch that. Most of the videos I do at this point are so not what the algorithm wants that I don't really know why I bother making the distinction anymore, but still, it's fine. As always, we will not be watching any of the trailers, because over the weekend I have had to mute the audio on, I want to say 9 videos now, because a third-party company keeps going round and just manually copyright claiming audio, like music from trailers, which is a bit frustrating. As I've said before, don't mind people getting paid for their work, but 20 seconds of someone else's music in a video that's 20 minutes long feels kind of rough that they get all of the ad revenue for it, so I've just been having to deal with that the whole time. Oh, and Barry update. Look, I'll be honest, I haven't painted Barry yet. I know it's October, I know we're at 19th of October at this point, and I know I said I'd paint him. I will paint him, I will get to him, but I got distracted, because instead of painting Barry, I built a different orc. I made a massive big mech, because why not? We'll get there. It's fine. We've still got like a week and a bit of the month left. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So first up, we have got Warcry, and as I said before, I am not going to be playing that trailer because I'm sick of getting copyright strikes. So Warhammer Warcry goes underground with Warcry Catacombs. This is the new starter set. I say starter set. I'm assuming that it will be around the same price as the old starter set. It might end up being a little bit more. We will have to see. It's a decent box. I have to admit, my first impression of it was that it seemed a little lacking compared to the first one they did. But that's only because there was so much scenery in the first one. I think actually it probably works out similar. It's just the layout of this board is very different. And I didn't realise at the time that you got this scenery as well. So the board that's got all the gates and the bridges and the little like coffins and piles of weapons and treasure, all those little like kind of decorative pieces, I thought that was all you got, which did feel a little lackluster. It felt a bit 2D in a way, because you've got the flat board, you've got all these gates and archways, but no actual walls, which felt a little bit off, a little bit cheap. But you do also get the other scenery that they've shown around the board. So you've got the tower, you've got a couple of the like wall sections, which having put some of that together from Mortal Realms, it's really nice scenery and super easy to get like a cool finish on very quickly. And then you've got like little wooden bridges and other decorative bits. Of course, you can mix and match that stuff anyway. So when you flip the board over, you've still got scenery to use on that side of things as well. So actually, I think it looks like a pretty decent set. It helps that the 2 warbands that are in this set are both really good. They both look really cool anyway. In terms of rules, I have no idea, but I can appreciate a good model, and they're both chock full of good models. To be honest, the Warcry stuff is all pretty nice. I struggle to think of any of the Warcry models that I truly dislike. It's more just I like some more than others. Like, I have distinct favourites, but I wouldn't say that any of them are like bad. Overall, they have a lot of really interesting and like unique designs. Now, I did have a quick check to see if I could see a price for this before I started recording, which I couldn't. If I do find one before I set the video live, then I'll stick it in the comments and a pinned comment so that we know how much it is. But yeah, overall, it looks like a pretty decent set again. So you get the cool rulebook, dice terrain, double-sided fold-out game board, game guard board. What is happening to me today? I cannot talk. The set includes 2 warbands, K-Knight Shadowstalkers, and the Signs of the Flame. So the Signs of the Flame look like that, and they look pretty solid. I think we said this at the time that yeah, they're the Signs of the Flame, but the flame side of things is actually pretty sensible. It's not too over the top, it's not too extreme. They're not like plastered in it, they're not covered in fire effects. Instead, it's subtle, maybe actually isn't the right word, but like, yeah, I think restrained is. It could be a lot more over the top, excessive and messy than it is, but they've kept it relatively clean. Personal picks for these lads, of course, is the leader dude, who looks solid. The lad who is actually on fire, because he looks like a maniac and is also solid. And Axe dude, who has some interesting trouser wear. But apart from that, cool model. In fact, they're all pretty cool models, to be fair. And then you've got the K-Knight Shadow Stalkers, who just look amazing. That leader there, whatever that ends up being called, I forget if we've got the actual name for it yet. I think that's one of my favourite models that Games Workshop's done this year. Genuinely. It's just so ethereal and creepy, and the weird rippling effect on the cloak that is also probably shadow, but it's like it's just, yeah, it's a really cool concept. It's been executed really well, and despite how like overly complicated it could have got, I think it's got the right balance of like decorative stuff and kind of plain stuff. It's not too over the top. It is very menacing. And I'm a big fan of like the blank faceplate approach to helmets on some stuff, because it adds an air of mystery and just general kind of inhuman coldness. And that model is a great example of that. I would use the head of that model on like every other model if that wasn't absurdly not feasible to do. You've also got the board pack as well, and some other starter sets. So actual starter sets for different AOS factions. You've got Skaven, Caradron Overlords, Flesh Eater Courts, and Iron Jaws. For a minute, I was going to say the Caradron Overlords one just looks like the... is it Underworlds that had the Caradron Overlords that was like a £15 box, but it had a good number of blokes in, and it had some really good bits in it as well, because I use them heavily on various D&D steampunky models. Can't remember what that was for, actually, that set. Either way, it was good, but it's not that, because you've got 3 floaty dudes at the very least, which is 2 more than you get in that box. But yeah, I do like the Flesh Eater Courts one. If the picture is that number of models, that's quite the number there. You got 3 big ghouls and you got a bunch of smaller ones. Be interested to see the actual contents for that and how much they are. That's also probably quite important. Carry case, if you want a carry case to store up to 36 miniatures. Now, Necromunda. So it's a house of iron time, and this time it's House Orlock. So you've got new lore, rules, fighters, warrior, gang tactics, loads of stuff. The book will be available in hardback or EPUB format. Interesting, you can still get your Necromunda stuff digital. Can't get the 40k codexes digital anymore though. That's gone. It's the app and the paper version, and that's it. Which we should talk about sometime this week, because I'm in 2 minds over that, to be honest. So, got the Orlock Dice and Tactics cards. I do like the colour scheme of the Orlock Dice, in fairness. Yeah. And then you've got the Arms Masters and Wreckers. These, I think, look pretty solid. I think we've already covered these before. Although the dog with the 4 metal feet, once again, is going to be going nowhere on a smooth surface. He's out of luck. I mean, we've got like hard flooring on like the ground floor of our house, and we've got a lurcher who is half whippet and half border collie. So she's intelligent and incredibly quick and gets bored quick, like really easy. So that's been an adventure the last like 6 years. She can't go around corners in our house downstairs because it's all hard flooring, and so she just skitters like a maniac as she tries to run at 1,000,000 miles an hour and doesn't go anywhere. So that dog with the metal feet running along metal floors is, I'm sorry, out of luck. You, my lad, are going to be staying absolutely still or just spinning around in circles uncontrollably. As always, the coolest models are the dogs, but the second coolest model is the lad with the giant hammer and the giant fists, because look at him. He's got a giant hammer and 2 giant fists. The giant hammer model always wins. That's how this works. It's called Warhammer for a reason. That was a terrible joke. Why did I say that? Anyway, and you've got Zone Mortalis Gang Stronghold. I do like the Zone Mortalis scenery. It does feel like a hefty investment of both money and time to make a big board of it, though. Something I would like to do one day, but I just... not right now. Not right now. Maybe if I ever get to the point where I could just pay someone else to paint all of it. So we've also got Adeptus Titanicus Circle of Retribution. So prepare to wage war in the Belt of Iron in the new expansion Crucible of Retribution. So there's new rules, like scenarios, stuff like that. That's pretty much it for that. And of course, card pack, obligatory card pack. Finally, I think it's finally. Is there something after this? I can't remember. We've got these lads. The Dark Angels Legion Deathwing Companions. I liked these guys when I first saw them. I still like them now. They're very over the top. They are very over the top. I would say, in hindsight, in retrospect, looking at them again, maybe a little bit busy, but I really like the helmets on them. I really like the shields on them. The shields are funky. Yeah, I just quite like these models. I do like them. There is a bit much going on in certain areas, and perhaps the wings on the helmets could be a little bit smaller, a little bit more restrained. But I don't know. There's just something about them. They look very fantasy, to be honest. But to me, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, cool. Like them a lot. There'll probably be. A squad of 5? A squad of 5 resin Forge World, like 55 quid, I want to say. Between 50 and 55, I would assume. That'd be my guess anyway. I could be wrong. About that, but I'm guessing round about there. And in terms of Black Library, we've got Luther, First of the Fallen. Really want to read that, actually. I really want to read that. So there's a limited edition novel. I'm hoping that it's not just limited edition, that it'd be possible to find it elsewhere. If it is just limited edition, I'm sure someone will probably end up making it available elsewhere, to be perfectly honest with you. Obviously do not condone or suggest such things, but such is the way of the internet. The Reverie I'm really looking forward to. So it's another horror novel. So it weaves a complex tale in his inimitable style and delves deeper into the transhuman psyche of the Space Marines than ever before. This just seems really interesting to me. Like a horror novel that is focused around Space Marines, or at least the way Space Marines think. That tickles my interest. Something fierce. Plus, that is some really nice cover art. I really like that cover art. Thing is, you look at that cover art and then you look at the description, it delves deeper into the transhuman psyche of the Space Marines than ever before. I would not get 40k out of that cover art. But does it matter? Does it really matter? I don't think it does. It's just cool. So yeah, that I'm definitely going to get. I'm really looking forward to that. We've got Inferno Volume 5 and a Warcry Catacombs Blood of the Ever-Chosen kind of tie-in book. And you've got your schedule for Warhammer Live. So yeah, some good stuff. Some good stuff, I think. Very light on 40k releases. And by very light, I mean we don't have any. But then again, that's the first time in a while, I think. Although I suppose we had the Gargants last week. Mind you, we also had a bunch of Necron stuff last week, didn't we, as well? So yeah, it'd be interesting to see when all the Primaris stuff drops, because we're still missing heavy intercessors, like the Gravis Captain. I think we're missing. What else are we missing? The Landspeeder, the Outriders. Although the Outriders run on the starter sets, so they may stay there for a while. I'm not sure. That'd be worth working out what we don't have out for the Primaris and trying to work out when that might happen. Interesting. Anyway, there you go. That is what we have for the Sunday pre-order preview for the 18th of October. And I will probably see you later in the day for the actual Warhammer Live preview, because yeah, this would go on way too long if it did that as well. Thank you very much for watching. Is there anything there that you are planning to pick up? Anything that you are particularly looking forward to? Let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use if you would like. It's entirely up to you. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.